What's good, fam? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Welcome to another edition of the J Experiment, aka If It's Alright With Y'all podcast. Listen, how y'all doing? Yeah. Hey, listen, you see I'm rocking it. Listen, I love America, so I'm rocking it. Even though we got a lot of discrepancies, still, it's the city. It's great. It's wonderful. Gotta love it. If you don't love it, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Wherever you decide to go, when you're in there and, reach back, let me know how that's working out for you. We'll figure it out as we go. Right now as it go, R-A-T, R-A motherfucking T, right now, I ain't going nowhere. I'm good. I'm okay. I'll visit. And then I'll come back here and get back to work. So, right now, this is what it is for me. To each his own. But anyway, listen, I didn't tune in for that. First off, let me give a big ups to whoever wins. It doesn't even matter to me. I mean, to me, in my personal opinion, they're not in office long enough to really make a big difference anyway. On a, large scale, probably setting things up. It's debatable. It's debatable whether or not it really makes that much of a big difference. That's just how I feel. Now, I got limited knowledge, and I'm just going off of my own personal feelings and understanding, so don't get it twisted. Don't assume that I'm talking about something on a political level, because to me, if you're not in that arena, if you're not playing that game, then it's hard for you to really give a precise description of what's going on and the ins and outs, because we really don't know what's going on. We just assuming. By the time we get it, it's filtered down. Whether it's coming from the media, wherever, it's filtered down. And it's a known fact that all the politicians be kind of, I'm not going to say lying, but they be telling half-truths. So, it is what it is. Take it for what it is. Make the best of it. What I do want to do is I want to address everybody out there, because we have a bigger problem. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep reiterating it. I'm going to keep saying it. We have a bigger problem. COVID-19 caught everybody slipping. COVID-19 caught you slipping. Don't be pretending to act like it didn't. COVID-19 caught you slipping. It is what it is. It caught you slipping. Nobody was prepared for it. We spoiled ass brats. We never imagined that something could happen to us that would affect our livelihood. And it wasn't the fault of the president. It wasn't the fault of nobody. We just got caught slipping. They can't prove China did it. We don't know what's going on. We can make all the assumptions in the world, and that's fine. Continue to do that. Let us know how that work out for you. And, if you solve the big mystery, spread the word. We'll see how that play out. But as of now, COVID-19 caught us slipping. Don't want to get caught slipping again. So we go back to the beginning of what I originally was talking about. We need to recharge. We need to just get it together and get on point. Because I tell you what, everybody didn't get caught slipping. It was a lot of people financially secure that was able to weather the storm. But majority of the people, them people said, this is what the statistics say. This is what they was putting out there. That over 70% of Americans didn't have $400 plus dollars in their savings. I say 1,000. Ramsey and all them people say 1,000. That's what I was rooting with, 1,000. Nobody had $1,000 saved up. There's a bunch of us didn't have $1,000. A whole bunch of us living check to check. So we can't do that no more. We can't get caught slipping living check to check. We need to be on point in case something bad happens, because you don't never know until it's too late. You don't know it's going to happen. Then when it happens, it's like, oh, woe me and all this foolishness where you got caught slipping. Some of the athletes got caught slipping. A lot of the rappers and celebrities got caught slipping because, they making money and they blowing it. They BMF. They blowing money fast. And, then COVID-19 hit, everybody got caught slipping. They making phone calls, pawning stuff, selling stuff, doing stuff. Because, it's like, oh, man, I ain't got no money. So he got caught slipping. But that's cool. That's neither here nor there. That's not important. That happened. You got caught slipping. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's over with. Going forward, we need to tighten up. You need to recharge. You need to get your mind right. We need to go back to the basics and make sure that we understand certain things going forward. For example, I'm from the streets. I'm from the streets. I used to be out there hustling, making, you know, fast money. At one point, I probably had 200 saved up, you know, and then I went to prison and got locked up and just lost it all. So I'm really showing sympathy and empathy for the people in the streets. I'm not saying it's right, because it obviously wasn't right. I was an idiot. Number one, I end up with nothing. You still had to get out there and get it from the, you know, from the muscle, get it from the dirt, 10 toes down. I had to get it, but I end up with nothing. So to me, in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter what I had, where I've been, who I used to be, what I've done. That don't mean nothing. Today, what do you have to show for it is what matters. And I don't have enough to show for it to where you rarely will hear me talking about, telling war stories about what I had and what I used to do, because that don't mean nothing. Because as of today, what do you have? What can you do for me? What are you doing right now? That's what matters. I don't care if you used to be Meech. I don't care who you are. If you took a downfall and you lost more, then what? Then I mean, it's a cool story. You know, it's entertaining. But other than that, it don't do nothing. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I tell brothers that, I've told a brother that was locked up with me, you know. He was telling me war stories about what he did, this and that, and I was like, okay, that's cool, like, you know. But I wasn't impressed because, like I told him, if you want to impress me, if you want me to be jocking your strap and really be like, really feeling you, even if you know, because you got guys that's behind bars, that's incarcerated, that's spending mad money. I'm talking about people putting 5, 6, 7, 10 grand into their account. It sounds crazy, but trust me, you got people doing it. They putting it into their account and they blowing it and they spending it locked up in the state. So the brothers who don't have, you know, it look crazy because you got this brother who locked up. Now you ain't going nowhere. You locked up. You got to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever you got to do. And you got an unlimited amount of resources you can spend and buy whatever. So you got somewhat of a comfort while you locked up. There are other brothers over here who don't got nothing, got to just survive off of what they give you. You know, it's you know, that's an issue, or not even an issue. That just it's relevant. It's a reality behind bars. But I'm telling them, okay, if you spend all this money every week, you going, you know, you balling, you doing that, don't impress me. You know what impressed me? Get out of here. That's what impressed me. I don't care if you spend $1,000 a week in there. You just living whatever, unlimited, you done snuck in the phone. I don't care what you're doing. However you living, that's cool. That don't impress me. Because guess what? You still got on, in the state of Florida, you got on this blue outfit, same identical outfit. We like twins, with the same white stripe running down the side. If you want to impress me, make the phone call, get out of here. That's how you impress me. Otherwise, I don't care what you did. I don't care what you made. I don't care how much money you stole. I don't care none of that. That don't impress me. Because you just like me. We got the same outfit on with the blue stripe. And if you got enough money to pay somebody, they'll press it up and have you looking all cute. And you walking around the compound, the institution, or whatever you want to call it. You walking around, you know, you looking sharp, locked up. But that don't impress me. If you want to impress me, get out of here. That impressed me. Make the phone call. Use some of that money you got, resources, and get yourself out of here. Now, I'll be impressed then, because I'll be like, whoa, because now you making moves. Because to have a couple dollars in your pocket don't mean jack to me if you're not utilizing that money to better you. And bettering you will be getting out of there. Because nobody in their right mind want to be locked up. I don't want to be locked up. I don't care. Like, I can't imagine. A conversation came up one time, and they was talking about a number. And it's weird, you know. It's weird. people that's institutionalized, that's been locked up and just don't, you know, they don't really understand how to survive on the streets, how to be responsible, how to care about anybody but themselves. They probably can easily say it. But people that have any kind of sensibility of values, culture, care about anybody, want other people, you know, see things bigger than themselves, want their family to be straight and not just them. It's hard to say, you know, how much money would you take to be locked up? You know, one dude was, you know, it all kind of weird, crazy conversation, and it's cool, it's entertaining, it's good war stories, but the reality is being locked up is not cool, period. For 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, being locked up is not cool. It's just not. It don't matter, you know. I want to believe that if they gave me $10 million, I'll go do 3 years or something. I want to believe that, but I kind of I'm on the borderline of being like, man, boy, I don't know, boy. Because being locked up ain't cool. I'd rather be broke free than to be locked up rich. That just don't make no sense. I'd rather be broke on the street free than to be locked up rich. That's just the way I've been on both sides of the fence. And trust me, I'd rather be out here struggling broke than to be locked up rich. So that's a good segue to go to this next portion I'm talking about, where this message, this particular lesson here, is probably more leaning towards the guys from the streets or from the neighborhoods of poverty, lower class, who can relate to it, you know, because everybody from the hood, you know, the funny part is sometimes it's like we wear badges, and it's like if you ain't been arrested, or if you ain't hustled, or if you ain't, you know, been a criminal, then your badge is not legit. That's bullshit. I don't believe in that. I think that's phony, because if you're from the neighborhood, you're from the neighborhood. I know several people that's from the neighborhood that never been to jail, never been, and they still from the hood. They still will get mad and kick your ass. They still like, and they ain't broke, they don't crime. So that has nothing to do with it. And they still relevant. So this is for people that's from the hood, whether you in the life of crime or whether you're not. You know, at the end of the day, it's time to change how we perceive things, because they make a difference. A lot of them have wives and families and girlfriends and kids, and we got to get away from that selfish attitude, because that's what, you know, it's really not about race. But I'm gonna be 100 and just tell it like it is. That's one of the problems I see with the blacks. You know, the men, we bums. We got to tighten the fuck up. Black men got to tighten up. You know, the black women, they striving. They trying to achieve things. They trying to do something. Black women are really anchors. Strong. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Some black women discourage black men from dealing with them. But suck it up, because we part of the problem. Don't get it twisted. Slavery is a part of the problem. What was done to our people is a part of the problem. But now that you have freedoms and liberties, drop all the excuses. Suck it up. Shut the fuck up. Do what you got to do to not go to jail, but take care of your family. Everybody else doing it. So tighten up. If you gotta mingle and frequent and group up with a group of people to do it, do it. If you gotta cater and you know, deal with some white person who you whatever you wanna, because you know what amazes me, how we'll use race and racism as a reason to not try to work with nobody to get ahead. That's played out. That's dumb. At the end of the day, it's about getting ahead, because you got the opportunities. If you got to deal with this white man and, you know, to get ahead in life, do it. Now, what you need to be doing is you need to be devising a plan to where I'm only going to do this for a short term, and then on the long term, on the back end, I'm going to be able to go over here and expand and go do my own thing and, you know, do this. But don't be sitting around crying and complaining when you have an opportunity. Opportunity and chance crosses paths every day. Every day there's an opportunity and chance for us to make a move. Now, you can make all these excuses of why you're not doing it, but at the end of the day, we need to tighten up. Because right now, We act like bums. You know, I see some of my Hispanic brothers, some of the Latino brothers. You know, they criminals. They out there breaking the law. They doing whatever. Let me tell you what I respect about them. They just like us now. They out there breaking the law. They doing whatever. They teetering on the line right there. If their parents or family members come up with an idea, hey man, we're gonna try to open up this restaurant, food truck, whatever. Them same brothers who breaking the law, they like, well, I'm breaking the law, but what you need? I'm gonna help, you know, because in the long time, they're investing in themselves. It may not pay off, or it may pay off later on, but they invest in themselves. And right there at that time, they caught up in their own little world. They doing their own thing, but they don't hesitate to invest in themselves. We got to start doing that. It's a lot of brothers out there who hustling, who got money, 30, 20, 40, 50, 60 grand, that is somebody in your family who you can get with and say, hey, let's try this. Why not? Why not? Because I'm going to tell you something. You out there hustling, getting all that excess of free money, you better just, you might as well try everything. Get rich or die trying. Because I'm a living testimony that you can have 200-300 grand saved up. Police kick your door in, they taking all that. The robbers come, they taking all that. So you still giving it away. You should have just invested it. It don't matter if you lost it. You lost it anyway. You went to prison. You go to prison for 7, 8, 9 years. This is something I seen that just amazes me. It don't amaze me as much because I understand the ignorance behind it, just the not knowing. People go to prison, catch a 7, 8 year bid. He in there crying, because his baby mama, she done went south. His parents, everybody, can't nobody do nothing for him. Because like I told this one brother, you got to realize they're not you, they're not me. We were out there hustling. We were out there making that fast money. We were doing that. The other people weren't doing that. Your baby mama, your mother, your wife, they not hustlers. They just reaping the benefit of you being a good hustler. But that's not their thing. They're not hustlers. They don't know what to do. So when you take your fall, what are you expecting of a person who that's not their thing? I seen my cousin go and do 5 years and he left about $500,000. And when he came home, he was broke. But he can't be mad because guess what? His wife wasn't no hustler. He was the hustler. He was the one making the money. He was the one, you know, doing all this. She wasn't. All she knew how to do was spend the money. And because he was making so much money, he didn't even want her to try to go to school or do nothing. So now he done left and he gone and she like, damn, what do I do? And if you like it, you leave them some money. And they gonna run through the money because they don't know nothing about flipping it. They don't know nothing about making more money and keeping, you know, they don't know nothing about that. All they know is that's what you did. And nobody's turning down no money. I can have $1 million in my pocket. If you come up and try to give me $1, I'm gonna take it. And I don't even need it. I'm gonna take it. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna just pass it forward. I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna take that $1. And I might give it to somebody else, but I'm gonna take that money. I'm not gonna turn down that money. No, 2 reasons. Number one, you could be trying to do a good deed, you know, and I'm not the one to spoil your blessing. And number 2, who the hell am I to turn down $1 or $2 or whatever, any money, and you know, not take advantage of possibly allowing that money to be used as a tool to help somebody else? Who the hell am I? I'm not. Trust me, it ain't happening. I'm not turning down no money. It's just not happening. You can come up try to give me. I can have money in my pocket. If you come up and try to give me money, I'm gonna take it. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna be like, oh man, why you tried me? How you tried me? Man, I got money. Listen here, you trying to give it to me? Yeah, give it to me. Now when you leave, I might be like, man, why you gave me $5? And then be like, huh, here you go. And I might give it to somebody else who I feel like might need it, but I ain't turning that money down because you wouldn't have been trying to give me that money. It's the reason you tried to give me that money. Whether God told you to, whether you felt like it, whether you just, I don't know what, whether you felt I needed it. Whatever you felt or whatever was going on, it's the reason you tried to do it. I'm not the one to spoil that. It's just not happening. I'm going to take it. And brothers, you out there, you doing this, you doing that, whatever. You know, to me, I'm not even finna get into that because that's another thing. I'm not finna be, you know, I'm not judging nobody, whatever. You know, I'm being honest, telling you that going to jail is not cool. Going to jail is like being a real fool. So if you want to be a fool and go to jail, that's on you. But I'm advising you to don't do that. I'm advising you to figure out a way to stay free and figure something else out, because there's always other options. You know, that money that you're making can be utilized to do things. Like, you know, let's say a person did have to go do 3-4 years, but they knew their granddaddy or their grandmother or their mother or somebody was, you know, the type of person, or it ain't even got to be a family member. It could be somebody you know in the hood. Mr. Albert, stay down the street, you know. But you know Mr. Albert is about business. He about making some real power moves. You know, you can get in cahoots with Mr. Albert, and it's about paperwork. Write the paperwork up. You say, hey, Mr. Albert, man, listen, I'm out here getting this, I'm doing this, whatever, man. Listen, let's be business partners. I want to open up this store. I want you to be my business partner and then run it. Because I don't know nothing about nothing, but I know you know about stuff like this. So, you know, what we got to do. And then, because if you watch The Godfather of Harlem, a lot of that was going on. And I don't want to say do wrong to do right or whatever, but don't negate the opportunity that you might have, because you might go do the 2, 3, 4 years. And if you took that money, because it's just money, if you took that money and you put it into the right circles and let it do, you might come home and then don't even have to be thinking about that no more, because you invested into stuff that became fruitful and you reap the benefits. And who cares if you taking a chance? Who cares if it don't work out? Get rich or die trying. 50 Cent may not have known how powerful that is, but that's a powerful phrase. Get rich or die trying. Who cares if it didn't work out? Because guess what? You know how many people I done seen go get locked up, have millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the government take it. So you took a loss any goddamn way. So you might as well try it. Why not? It might work. Who cares? Buy some houses. You know, you buy the houses, you get locked up, you go do your time, you come home, you got something. Because if you take the time, if you don't know something, go find somebody who do know something. And it's about paperwork. Get the paperwork written up. Go get you a lawyer. You can go get a lawyer and say, hey man, listen, I don't know shit. Help me. Show me what I need to know. And you give them some money, they're going to show you. They're going to say, oh, well, hell, all right, let me show you. All you got to do is do this. And then you do the paperwork. Everybody does it. Everybody do it with some sense. I'm going to give you a little small history lesson. I'm not going to get into it, but, you know, NASCAR was, if you go back and look, NASCAR was founded, the original people who founded the NASCAR were into bootlegging. The Kennedys were into bootlegging. Yeah, I mean, we can just go back. We can go back and you can look at history at a lot of these powerful companies and powerful families, and they started out, you know, in the gray area. I ain't gonna say they're breaking the law, I don't know, but it wasn't all picture perfect. They didn't just open up a damn McDonald's and, you know, the Golden Arches just made them billionaires. It didn't work like that. The Koch's, you know, it's not a lot of Walmart stores. It's you know that, but if you go back and look, they started maybe probably with some illegal money. Like I was listening to T.I. the other day, and he said some power. Dr. Dre is a billionaire. Eazy-E was a straight criminal selling drugs, no ifs, ands, and buts. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't no debate. It's a known fact. Eazy-E was a drug dealer. He invested into Dr. Dre, and you know they took a chance, and now Dr. Dre a billionaire. But the seed come from illegal money, because it's money. Money is not illegal. What the person chooses to do with the money is illegal. So I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying go break the law and do nothing. But for some of you brothers and sisters who out there doing that, take some chances, do something with your money. Don't be a damn fool. Now, on to another part that's very important. At some point, regardless what you're doing with your life, at some point, you got to just grow the fuck up. At some point, you're going to grow up and you're going to just do grown person stuff. You're going to be responsible. You know, you're going to start. It may be later, who knows? I don't know. But at some point, you're going to wake up one day, the light bulb going to come on, and you're going to be like, dang, I can't live like that no more. I don't know no old throwback ass, woe down ass drug dealers, you know. You might have one or two running around, but that's not like really a statistical thing. That's not like what it is. Because eventually you outgrow that. Kind of like drug users, you know. I don't knock AA, NA, or none of that. I think all it work. I think it's all very vital and work. But the drug dealers that I seen, the drug users that I seen that just changed their life around, went cold turkey. One day they just said, I'm done. I don't want to get high no more. And they just changed their life. Because you got to think about it. They were only getting high because they wanted to get high. They enjoyed the high. They enjoyed partying. They enjoyed doing their thing. They weren't doing it, you know. Some situations people say, hey, you know, I was forced into it, but 90-something% of the people enjoy doing the high. That's why when I come across people who be talking about, you know, oh, they trying to help their sisters and family and cousins and grandmamas and everybody get off drugs, I'm like, man, you can't get nobody off drugs until they feel like getting off drugs. Because if they enjoy the high and they think it's cool and they like doing partying and doing what they're doing, you just talking. I've seen situated, Dr. Phil, all that. I've seen where people go to the rehab and then, you know, relapse and go back to doing their old stuff. And then everybody be like, well, I don't know what's wrong and this and that. And I tell them, man, them people just was doing that because they was pressured to do that. Family member, nobody want to disappoint their family or anybody that they really care about. That's just the way we are as humans. We don't want to disappoint nobody, let anybody down that we really care about. And if everybody gang up on you, you know, I've seen plenty of people go to rehab and all that stuff because they pressured to. But as soon as they get opportunity, as soon as they can breathe and ain't nobody on their neck, they back to they doing what they like do. So it's like, you know, sometimes it work, but most of the time people just quit because they choose to quit. So it's the same concept. You're going to get to a point where you're going to just get tired of that, you know, hustling and all that. You know, it's going to be scary to you, and it's just going to not interest you no more because you're going to see all the flaws in it. You're going to just see it. Not only the fact that it's scary, because it can be scary, because right now, some days I just be, I know people and see it, and it just scared the hell out of me because I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know, I don't realize why or whatever, but I'm aware that that's crazy, and I don't do that no more. That's crazy, man. Like, and nothing good comes of it. I don't know no real good success stories. Hell, they went and got El Chapo. They went and got El Chapo. They tricked him and did all kind of shit to get El Chapo. And that man wasn't even in the country. He was in a whole nother country. What's the one before him? The one from Colombia? The Medellin? They went and got them people. They went and got them. They said, hey man, we got to get this dude. In a complete different country who don't even extradite, none of that. Fuck that. We want him. We need to get him. And they do all the sneaky, slimy shit they need to do. And they went and got his ass and locked his ass up in American prison. Brought him back to America and locked him up. And everybody like, damn, that's fucked up. How you gonna go over to them people don't extradite? Oh fucking well. Run it. Do something about it. That's what you do. But right now we getting his ass. We bringing him back. We locking him up. Boom. End of story. Nothing to talk about. I don't know no success stories. It always end up in you dead, you in prison, or you broke. That's it. I don't really know no. I'm sure they out there. I'm sure somebody can pull one out there, rabbit out the hat, and come up with one. Please do. We'll enjoy to talk about it. But the other 99 cases didn't turn out well. That's just the reality of it. So that's something to really take in consideration. If you're out there, you're doing your thing, whatever, more power to you. That's on you. You grown. You're making your own decisions. You got to live with them. But be wise about it, please. Because you got family members and kids and people who you have an opportunity to where you can help, and you're not doing it because you're blocked into a box and you're ignorant. You just don't know no better. So I'm here to tell you, what are you going to lose? What are you going to lose gambling, taking a chance of investing in something that could go to another life? And the reason why I say that is because people need to hear that. Like, you out there hustling and doing this. Get with somebody who know and say, hey man, listen, show me, teach me. I ain't telling you to go back to school. I ain't telling you none of that. But I'm telling you that it's people out there who you can get with, invest. Just like in the neighborhood, you know, a lot of these houses, I'm watching all these foreigners coming in and they're buying up these houses in the neighborhood for $20,000, $30,000, fixing them up, renting them out, selling them, making a flip. It's a lot of dudes in the hood can do the same thing. Buy 6, 7, 8, 9 houses. What do you got to lose? If you go to prison, go to jail, okay, cool. You was going any motherfucking way. It ain't like you was going to not go to jail. Your ass eventually going to jail. You going to jail. Just accept it. It comes with the territory. You can't box. You can't be a fighter, boxing, UFC, and don't ever expect to get hit. Floyd Mayweather get hit. And he the best defensive person I've ever seen in my life. But he get hit. Motherfuckers be rocking his ass now. Now they might don't knock him out. They might don't hit him a lot. He may not get hit as much as the next person, but he get hit. Ain't nobody not getting hit. So it's the same concept. You ain't out there breaking the law and don't expect this. Eventually you're going to jail. So be smart about it and prepare for the worst. Get rich or die trying. Because what will happen, you go to jail, they'll take everything and you'll end up with nothing and you start off from scratch. Whereas if you had taken the time to take some chances, invest, put some stuff into some stuff, and don't be trying to run it, don't be trying to be the face of everything, because you got to keep in context that what you're doing is not right. So you may need to be a silent partner, a silent investor. And just know that, okay, when I come home, you know, if nobody want to go to jail, but if you go to jail, at least you got a fresh shot. Because you know how many people I've run across who want to go home, who are incarcerated, who want to come home and don't break the law no more? They got their hands tied behind their back. Because you come home, and trust me, to go away and just do a year, you come home dumber and behind than the average person. You like for real. Like to be going away a year is detrimental. It really damages people. Not only do you have that strike on your record, and you know people pulling that up, notice, oh you breaking the law, you ain't right. But that time when you was sitting still, they don't have the type of programs and educational tools to get you ready and prepared to come back to the streets. You coming back and you behind. Everybody on 7, 8, 9, you still on 1, 2, 3. Because it's no fault of yours. That's just the way it is. Because while you was down, while you was in timeout, you didn't have any way to keep up with what's going on. I came home from prison. Somebody handed me a cell phone. I didn't even know how to turn the cell phone on. I'm looking at the phone like, man, what the hell is this? When I left, you know, it was flip phones and, you know, maybe not flip phones, but the phones. I came home, I did not know how to activate the phone. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Oh, you got to slide this and push that, and oh shoot, okay, cool, I like this. But I felt like an idiot, and I was not gone that long. I wasn't gone that long. So it doesn't really matter, you know, about that. It matters about when you have the opportunity. If you get your hands on some money, 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, you need to be thinking about, let me take some of this money and do something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with your family. Sometimes your family is the worst people to be trying to do stuff with. But if you keep it real with yourself and don't lie to yourself, you will know. Like I know, it's family members that I know I can't give money to because they're just terrible with money. They're not bad people. They're great people. They're just terrible with money. They don't understand saving and how to just properly handle money. I know this. I see it. Now I can sit there and pretend and be in denial and act like I don't see it. But the reality is, I know that they're terrible with money. So why would I give somebody I know terrible with money? I don't mean no harm. I love you to death, but that's like throwing money away. Whereas it may be some strangers or friends who you know who you can invest into or go into a situation with, and it's just a better situation with money. And yeah, somebody gonna be mad, but in the long run, everybody will be happy because you did the right thing. Because at that time, the person may be selfish, self-centered, thinking about themselves. to where they don't understand, well, why you ain't just give it to me? You know, so, and sometimes everybody understanding level is different. So you may understand something today that I may not be able to catch on to until next week. I'm late. You today, I'm next week. It don't make me stupid. It don't make me dumb. I just don't understand. My understanding level is not to yours. You're just a little wiser at this time about that subject than I am. Now later on, I might find out and catch on and be on point right there with you. But at that time, you just, you know, you got a little more insight and knowledge and experience about that than I do. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's just the way it is. Everybody don't learn at the same rate. Their understanding level isn't at the same rate. Some people understanding level develop slower. Some people comprehend slower. And it don't make them stupid. It don't make them dumb. It don't make nothing. It just make that you just catch on a little faster. Some people can read a book and kill it. I can't. I can read the book, but I probably need to see it done too. Then once I see it done and with the book, I'm good. But the person before me didn't need to do that. All they needed to do is just read the book. And that's good. I'm glad for them. But, you know, I needed a little more. I needed a little more hands-on than they did. And I'm perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. We're not all the same. We're not equal. So that's very important. What else I wrote down here? I wrote down some other stuff. Well, yeah. No, I covered everything. Yeah. Because women are the anchor. Women are the anchor. Like, women should get more. Let me tell you something. Every powerful, good man, if you really go back and investigate, whether it was a king, president, or just a regular old average Joe, if you go back and investigate, they had a good woman in their corner. They had a good, solid person in their corner. Whether it was a mother, a grandmother, wife, somebody, it was a woman in their corner, because she possesses different attributes and qualities that men may not possess, that allow her to observe and be able to be insightful about things that we may overlook. Like, I'm the master at demolition intents. The bigger picture, I'm a bigger picture guy. But I may not be able to accomplish the bigger picture a lot of times, because a lot of the small, fine details that's needed to get the bigger picture done, I'll overlook them or just negate to even acknowledge that they need to be done. But then, you know, the female, my partner, my mate, she'll be able to catch that. Oh, well, you know, you forgot this. And men, you got to start listening. Stop being so pig-headed and like you know every goddamn thing. Listen to the woman. She telling you some good stuff. Listen to people in general. Listen to your kids. Listen. You don't have to do it. I listen to everybody. Now, I don't do what everybody say, but I listen to what you say, because you might be telling me some good stuff. So I listen. Now, I'm still going to do me. I'm going to do me. I'm going to still do it my way, whatever. Oh, well, some way. I'm going to still do me. But guess what? I'm going to listen to what's being said in case I miss something. Because a lot of times I've listened and then they say something and I realize, damn, I ain't even thought about that. And then I think about it, use it, boom, I listen. Because if I didn't listen, I would have completely missed it. But I meant well. I had the big vision. I was going to accomplish whatever it was, but, you know, just listen. Stop being so goddamn pig-head, act like you know it all, you don't know it all. Let us know how that's working out for you. Obviously, it's not working out for you. Just listen. Sit your ass down, calm down, listen. And listen to learn. Don't listen to defend. There's two ways to listen. You can listen to defend. You know, as soon as somebody says something, you want to rebut. Or you can listen to really understand and learn. It don't hurt. It don't hurt. It don't hurt if you sit there and listen and somebody telling you something. Even if you don't agree with it, shut the fuck up and listen. And go on about your business. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to you don't have to do what they told you. But to make sure you don't miss nothing, listen. Don't even respond sometimes. Just listen. It doesn't matter if they say something you just know is stupid, it don't matter to you, you're just not gonna do that. It doesn't matter. You don't have to tell them that. Because you done made it up in your mind. Man, I am not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they got going on. I ain't doing that. You ain't nobody hurt. Because they tried to help. And just so happened, you know, you didn't need that help. Or you already knew that. I've been on the job and I've been working with people. And I know what I'm doing. And because it's a new job, the guy I'm working with, he don't know what I know. Because I ain't took the time to tell him what I know. So he's trying to help. He's trying to tell me something, show me something or whatever. And sometimes I'll just be sitting there, completely know what need to be done, how to do it, the whole 9 yards. I got all that figured out. But is it that important that I make him realize that? I mean, sometimes I just listen. Because I could learn something. I don't know. Sometimes I'm working and he'd be like, hey man, you know, such and such, such. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And then, you know, be respectful and listen. And then when he done, I keep doing what I'm doing. He said what he said. Okay, cool. Because now it's also been times where I'm doing it and I kind of got an idea of what to do, but the person was able to show me an easier, better way to do it, or just show me where I was doing something wrong. Because I listened. And the world ain't stopped. Ain't nobody lost no sleep, everything. I just became better. I learned. And sometimes I learn, sometimes I don't. So, fellas, listen. Sit your behind down, shut up, and listen. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna hurt. Them little 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes you sitting there with silent, it ain't gonna hurt you, I promise you. Still, you can do you. You can do what you want to do, but listen, because you may learn something. And the only way you'll know is if you listen. Because if you don't listen, you ain't gonna never learn. And I'm gonna tell you what I know. If you knew better, you do better. And it's obviously we ain't doing better because we don't know better. You can pretend, you can blame and say everybody the reason. Sometimes it's just because you just don't know. Keep it simple. But anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This your boy Jay to the J Jones. Welcome to the J Experiment. Continue to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen, donate, hit me up. If it's alright with y'all.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. The website is if it's alright with y'all.com. No spaces, just one word. And you know, the way I'm trying to get rid of my book is donate at least $10 and I'll send you a copy. You know, I got another book I'm working on. But until I finish, I'm gonna kind of stay mute on that. I ain't gonna say too much. But should be good. Should be good. But yeah, listen. Like I said, I'm trying to set some interviews up. We'll see how that go. To me, honestly, all jokes aside, this is for the people. So I kind of want to interview, you know, if you're interested in being interviewed or just getting on and you know, us chopping it up, talking about some, you know, positive stuff, just having a good time, hit me up. You know, I'll come to you and set up my little stuff and we can just do an interview. And you know, because I want to communicate with the normal people, with the people every day. It ain't all about celebrities. I mean, if I get a celebrity, cool. Hey, I ain't gonna turn that down. But it's a lot of people that's not celebrities that's making it happen, that need to be heard and that people want to hear from. You know, people in our communities and people just in general. You know, and that's why I want to reach out to and speak to those type of people. So hit your boy up, leave me some comments, leave your contact information, you know, and we'll go from there. Peace, peace, peace.